Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to create an assignment which will allow you to have students submit their work online instead of emailing it to you. So I've already made up a week 1 module for our first week of going online for my X students. So I'm just going to go ahead and create my assignment here. So I'm going to do plus, and I'm going to it says add an assignment. I'm going to choose a new assignment. Which I will call Probability Displays Worksheet. Cool. Add that item. All right, so this for me is going to be in day 1. You can also do the same thing by going to assignments and then doing plus assignment. But if you're using the module system to organize things, it can be nice to put your things into modules so that way the students know sort of which week or which chapter this assignment goes to. So I always tell people when they're coming in to get help right now in the LRC, how do you want to organize your class? Do you want to organize it by chapter or by week? So that's really what it comes down to for you, which one makes more sense. So I tend to like the week structure, but you could do it by chapter as well. So I'm going to click on this assignment I just created. And you can see right now there is nothing here. There's no content. It's not worth any points. And it's not even published. It has this little crossed out thing. I'm going to edit. So I've got its name here. And here's where if I'm doing book homework, I could just say do problems 1 through 20 or 1 through 30 odd only on page 187. Whatever the heck your assignment might be. The same thing you would normally email out, you would just write up here. If you are going to attach a PDF for students to work through, if this is an exam or you have a homework, you can follow my instructions for creating a PDF that I'll have in a previous video and I'll link in this. But for now, what you'll want to do is you'll want to add a file. Now, unfortunately, I have my thing set up really small because I didn't want to give you guys my full screen and see my inordinate number of tabs. But let me just suffer through this. Okay, so I'm going to change this. Hold on. All right, so apology for the quick shift, but I needed to have a bigger screen so that this section here on the right would show up. You can still do this within a smaller screen, but it's just easier if you have the section on the right. So here's where you could do a link to a PDF. What you'll want to do is you'll want to go into the Files section, here, and you might already have uploaded your PDF if you've gone to the File section and done that. Otherwise, you're going to say Upload a new file. You're going to choose that file. So you could here, let's just find some PDF to throw here. Worksheet, tree diagram. This is exactly the worksheet I actually want for them. I'm going to make sure that my cursor is somewhere nice, and I'm going to press Upload. So you can see right there, it put my worksheet with the exact name that it had, and this will give students a way to get my PDF right here. And so this is actually what I want students to work on during the first week. So I'm going to leave this here. It's going to be worth 10 points. I have categories because I've been using Canvas for grading. You may not, but I'm going to change it to classwork because that's what it fell under. And you know, that's all good. You could say not to count it towards the final grade. It really doesn't matter. Here's what matters. If you want students to submit this, you need to change this to online. Okay, because they're going to be submitting it to you online. And you probably don't want text entry or a website URL or a recording, but those are options. So if you did want to have your students submit a recording or link to a YouTube or just type in something, you could have them do that. But for most of us in math, I think we're going to fall into this file uploads, right? We're going to have students send us pictures or PDFs of their work. I strongly suggest restricting your upload file types. You'll note that when you type in the file extensions, you don't put a dot, so you're just going to say PDF. I recommend for a lot of students who don't know how to convert to PDF, especially right now when we're all sort of in this learning together situation, to also include JPEG with both spellings and PNG. That covers most of our picture files as well as PDF. If you want to, include GIF or GIF, however you want to pronounce that, you can as well. But My go-to has been these 4 file types, and so far my students haven't complained about these limitations. But I'm not getting, I used to get a bunch of like interesting file types. I'm not sure what kind of camera took them that I couldn't actually open. So this will restrict them. It'll tell them they have to submit one of these, and it won't let them submit otherwise. And we don't need any of these other things. Group assignment would be if I wanted them to work together and submit just one for the entire group. And then here's where I can say, let's change this due date. Let's make this thing due. Should be Monday's class is the 23rd. So let's say the 23rd at 11:59 p.m. So now I have a due date, which will show up in my students to do. I've told them what they need to upload. I've told them how many points it's worth, and I've given them the actual content that they need. So if I want to give them more instructions, I can. Please submit by Monday, 3/23 at 11:59 p.m. I will grade and return for you to fix. Cool. So I'm going to save and publish. If you're just working on this and you're not sure you want to publish it yet, you can just save. It sits there and the students can't see it yet. But now my students will actually be able to see this if they go into the modules section. They can actually see all of these things that have a little green check mark. And I'm going to put this in pretty much every video. If you go to your home page or your settings page, either one, you can always click on student view to see exactly what the students will see when they go into those sections. So if they click on modules, they can see that probability displays. You can even click on it, see what it looks like as a student. So if I were going to do this, I can see all these things. I can submit my assignment, choose a file. I'm just going to upload this thing. It has nothing to do with it, but it is a PDF, so it should work. Submit. So this is one way you can make sure your stuff is still working. You can actually do a submission as an instructor. When you're done, you can leave the student view. And I did this so that I can quickly show you guys how the grading goes on this. There are 2 ways to do it. You can go in through your gradebook, which I'm not going to click on because I do have student grades there and I don't want to show them in a video. But if you click on the actual assignment, wherever it lives, either in the assignments menu or in the modules menu, you can actually click here on Speed Grader. It tells me 0 of the 1 submissions graded. In fact, if I go to my dashboard, I'll come back to this. The main place you log in, it tells you all the stuff you have to grade. So I have 16 of these still to grade in my hybrid class. Ugh, I have to do that. So I'm going to go back to that one that I just made up that is not actually a student thing. But you can see now I'm in the 119X class, and I have on my to-do list a grade the probability displays worksheet. The students will see this. Coming up, they have this worksheet due on March 23rd at 11:59. That's why I said it's kind of nice to have it in Canvas because they're constantly reminded about that due date. Oh, I should have only done create in this one. It's fine. I'm just going to keep going. No, not. I'll break up the video here. I know you just love hearing me think about things, and then I'll show you how to grade in the next video.